2023. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Biden is still president. Inflation is rising. Cities are burning. Society is collapsing. My knees are weak. My gut might blow. But in the end, we're gonna be alright. And I think alright is a pretty good description of the cartoon scene this year. Cause it's kind of been a mixed bag. DreamWorks and Illumination were on a roll this year, putting out classics like Migration and Ruby Gilman, while Disney continued their reign of woke terror with Wish and the international money laundering scheme known as Elemental. 2023 has definitely been a year of change in terms of the animation hierarchy, kind of like how Black Adam changed the hierarchy of the DC universe by being responsible for getting every DC project canceled 2 weeks after its release. And now that the year is over, I think it's time that we take a look back at the best and worst cartoons of this year. Cartoonians, I'd like to proudly present the top 10 animated films of 2023. Yeah, this movie sucks. I'm gonna be brief with this one because I don't even want to acknowledge its existence. Across the Spiderverse is probably one of the worst films ever made, and the fact that it grossed almost $700 million at the box office is proof that most people have a brain the size of a walnut, because who the fuck would willingly shell out money to see this seizure-inducing, poorly written, woke as fuck, ferociously terrible movie? Actually, I hate to even call Spider-Verse 2 a movie, because it shits all over the basic principles of filmmaking. The animation has so much visual noise and bullshit going on that it's basically unwatchable. I literally throw up every time I see a frame of this dog shit, because it's the cinematic equivalent of reading a used diaper that you dug out of the trash can behind Panda Express. And what I said before that Spider-Verse 2 is poorly written, I mean that in the most literal sense possible, as in the stupid fuck who wrote this movie probably smacked his keyboard with a hammer 1,000 times and then turned in over 100 pages of bullshit to Sony, who decided that this project was good enough to give $150 million fucking dollars to. Like, what the hell, dude? That money could have gone anywhere else. It could have gone to families struggling under the Biden regime. It could have gone to charity, the children in Africa, the Republican National Convention. But no, all that fucking money had to go towards making this unwatchable piece of pretentious, pandering, propagandizing shit known as Spider-Verse 2. And to be quite honest, I didn't even want to put Spider-Verse 2 on this list, let alone at number 10, because this shit does not deserve the time or attention. If this quote-unquote movie was going to be anywhere on this list, then it really should have been number 9, because the movie I'm about to talk about next is a million times more insufferable than this. But the only reason that Spider-Verse 2 is on this list in the first place is so that I can make an example out of it and show Hollywood that this is the kind of shit that happens when you replace true American characters with political puppets. There must have been a little red devil on Sony's shoulder when they decided to make a Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man. This is not Spider-Man. This is a black guy that I'd see dancing to a Drake song in the middle of Walmart with a fedora and Air Jordans. This is a black guy that I'd see on a fucking wanted poster for acting like a rambunctious hooligan. And I know that the liberal Democrats are going to come after me and say that I'm racist and prejudiced for not thinking that a hyper-melanated hooligan can be a hero. So I ask you this: if you're in a burning building and need a hero to come save you, do you want a true American patriot like Peter Parker to save you, or some gangbanger who smells like gun smoke and lean that's probably too busy beating up a cop to even notice your plight? Yeah, that's what I thought, you freaking pansy. Like I said a couple of seconds ago, this movie is technically worse than the last one, but that doesn't change the fact that Neona is the most blatant piece of political propaganda that I've ever seen. Yep, we gotta talk about this movie again, hopefully for the last time. It's hard to find the exact reason why Neona is so bad, but one way of looking at it is that the movie is more concerned with stuffing in Democrat talking points and agendas than actually telling a story. They put so much effort into writing a bullshit message of diversity and acceptance and tolerance and all that other Democrat bullshit that they literally forgot to render their animation. Like, what the hell is this? This looks like it came out of a 20-year-old copy of Autodesk Maya that's installed on a corrupted fucking hard drive, which isn't helped by the fact that all the characters move like they're on a shitty CGI Nickelodeon cartoon that ran for 2 seasons that got canceled like Roseanne Barr when she took that Ambien. Like, I know I was harsh on Disney's Wish, a movie with a $250 million budget that literally had the worst animation in Disney's history. But when you compare it to Neona, the difference is like Democrat and Republican. Neona looks like something that a constipated elephant would force out of their butthole. Like, it genuinely makes me sick to look at this movie. But thankfully, the characters' movements are so stilted and robotic, so I don't end up vomiting uncontrollably like I do when watching Spiderverse 2, a movie that's so shitty and boring that they realize that the only way to keep people's attention is have every character flash colors and move around like an ADHD patient. And that's to say nothing of Nemona's out-of-control wokeness, which infested every aspect of this movie's excuse for a story. I guess the Democrats thought that Hollywood was running low on gay characters, so they gave Netflix a massive LGBTQ inclusion corner for this movie, which resulted in every character being LGBTQ. What kind of gosh darn sense does that make? If everybody is gay, then how are they going to create the next generation? You have to have some straight people, so where the hell are they? Oh wait, I'm sorry. Straight equals bad and problematic in the eyes of the psychotic, whiny woke mob, so we can't show heterosexual people anymore because someone might get offended. Well, listen up, you low-down sorry liberal lunatics. Wait till American patriots won't stand for your straight erasure. We want straight representation, and we want it now. That's the new fucking agenda. Hashtag straight rights. Hashtag straight pride month. Hashtag make America straight again. Hashtag Teenage Mutant Woke Reptiles. Teenage Mutant Woke Reptiles. Teenage Mutant Woke Reptiles. Democrat dipshit. Let's go, Brandon. Yeah, if you couldn't tell already, this movie is pretty bad. And the worst part is that it couldn't even be unique in how bad it was. TMNT long-ass title has cancerous amounts of wokeness, like almost every other movie this year. It has dog shit animation that looks like it was rendered on a compact computer from 1998. And the story is so fucking bad that I thought I was watching a soap opera that was slapped together in less than 48 hours. I don't know how Paramount or Nickelodeon or whoever the hell was in charge of this movie looked at it and said, okay, this is okay to release to the public. Like, nigga, anyone with a functioning brain cell would have looked at TMNT long-ass title and thrown it into the fucking slammer, because this cacophony of calamitous cartoon shit is the definition of unreleasable. It's the definition of a movie that should have been chopped up and shoved up the producers' asses. It's like this movie was trying as hard as possible to suck at everything it tried to do. It's like a Democrat politician pretending to know how the world works. TMNT flies in the face of originality. What with this dog shit story that tries to modernize these fucking turtles that have been teenagers since the Reagan administration. And that's not to mention that they're obviously trying to copy Spiderverse, which is like someone watching a guy blow their brains out, then grabbing the gun from their cold dead hands and doing the exact same thing. What kind of sense does that make? The animation industry has gone buck wild insane with the plagiarism, the shitty scripts that seem like they were written by a lobotomized chimp, and all the wacky woke content. Oh, and I forgot, TMNT long-ass title is the wokest movie that I've seen all year. You know why? Because they went beyond the realm of woke ideology and into the nether realm of racism. Like this rat. Why did they make the rat Asian? What are the producers trying to say? See, this is what happens when you force diversity into everything like a constipated guy that's trying to force a giant shit out of his ass. You end up sounding more racist than Biden in a 1985 Senate hearing. And I'm sure everybody knows by now, but they turned April O'Neil from a foxy Caucasian baddie to a African American. How the hell does that make any sense? What the hell were the writers thinking, trying to reflect the real world? Or why are they trying to pretend that there are people who actually look like this? She looks like a fucking Disney Junior character that was transported to the fucking Turtles dimension. And now Hollywood is gaslighting us into thinking that April O'Neil was always a DMV employee. Animation is supposed to be an escape from reality. So why the hell would I want to be reminded of the fact that people different from me exist? Why in the ever-loving gosh darn heck would I ever care about their stories? I came to this movie for turtles, and instead I get obnoxious Gen Z talking, Walmart shopping, homemade fried chicken eating, jambalaya drinking hooligans yelling pointless bullshit for 90 minutes straight. This is why people hate Hollywood. And at number 7, we have America's favorite money laundering scheme, Ella mid-tall. Now, I've already made my thoughts on this movie pretty clear. It's a woke atrocity that felt like it was written by an AI that strung out on digital crack. And since Disney knew that nobody on the planet, aside from demonized Democrats, would actually go and see Ella mid-tall in theaters, they used it to execute one of the largest money laundering schemes in world history. So, if you're sick and tired of seeing obnoxious marketing and AI-generated fan art for this movie, you can thank the clowns at the woke Disney company, the devious masterminds at the World Economic Forum, and the sneaky Sams in the Korean Mafia, who rewrote the script for this movie to turn it into a piece of Korean propaganda. It's amazing how Disney has managed to convince everybody that Ella mid-tall was an actual success, when if you take away all the laundered money that it didn't earn, the movie actually lost them hundreds of millions of dollars. Disney should be ashamed of themselves for even allowing this shit to go into production, then using it as a tool in their corrupt criminal enterprise. So to sum it all up, Ella mid-tall is a gigantic piece of criminal shit that needs to be banned from public distribution, with all copies of the movie being seized and melted down into a giant fucking cube. And even then, it's still not the worst thing that Disney has put out this year. I think it's pretty safe to say that Wish is one of the worst things that Disney has ever put out. It's worse than Strange World, a movie that was more concerned with bitching and moaning about climate change than telling a story that could keep people awake. It's worse than Wreck-It Ralph, a piece of dog shit that pandered to mentally stunted millennials and parents who needed their kids to shut the fuck up for 90 minutes. It's worse than Encanto, which is the cinematic equivalent of walking into Taco Bell and ordering $20 worth of food that turns out to be rotten and moldy. And yes, Wish is even worse than Zootopia, the first ultra-woke Disney movie. I just don't understand how Disney could fuck up so badly with Wish. Did they just not care? Were the producers more concerned with meeting woke quotas over telling a good story or actually rendering their fucking movie? It pisses me the fuck off to see how far Disney animation has fallen, because they used to be on top of the world. Every animation studio on the goddamn planet would have killed to be as successful as Disney. Now, these studios would probably kill themselves if they were failing as bad as Disney is right now. How the hell did they go from making a masterpiece like Chicken Little to Wish, a piece of piss-poor, preachy, poorly animated woke propaganda written by the devious goons of the Democrat Party? Look, if you do one thing going into next year, don't give this dog shit ass movie any more attention, because I sure won't. Hell, if I wasn't making this video, I would have forgotten that Wish even existed, and I think I'd be a happier cartoonian when I finally do. Adam Sandler has done it again. Leo is yet another masterpiece by the king of comedy. Now, for those of you that don't know, Adam Sandler is well known in the animation community for making classics like 8 Crazy Nights, Hotel Transgender 1, Hotel Transgender 2, Hotel Transgender 3, and Hotel Transgender 4, Transgender Mania, which are some of the greatest animated films ever made. Now, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I've only ever seen the trailers for Leo, but even then, I'm sure that the movie is totally awesome. And how much worse could it be than the other woke atrocities that Hollywood has been trying to shove up our asses all year? I know that I trust Adam Sandler a hell of a lot more than the maniac mongrels running Tinseltown into the ground. It's like you can barely trust anyone in Hollywood anymore. They're just so dishonest and biased. And at number 4, we have Migration. I'll never forget the first time that I saw this movie. I was with my dad in Atlanta at the DMV, and he brought me a bootleg DVD copy of Migration to watch on my DVD player while I sat in the car. I had so much fun watching Migration while I froze my ass off for 3 hours while my dad argued with irate DMV workers. Migration is just the whole package. It has heart, humor, awesome animation, and a story that takes no risks and does nothing new. And best of all, there's no wokeness. That's right. In the entire runtime of this movie, there's no political characters and no Democrat propaganda, which is very surprising because migration comes from Universal Studios, the wokest studio in Hollywood that spent the whole entire year making Democrat propaganda like Oppenheimer, which is against true American weapons of mass destruction, Scott Pilgrim vs. the Fans, a poorly animated cartoon that replaced a pedophilic protagonist with a liberal woman, and Five Nights at Fazbear's, which I haven't seen yet, but I'm sure it's woke as all get out. So watching Universal shitheads, studios go from making woke propaganda to a true American tune like migration is like watching Donald Trump go from a clueless Democrat to the hero we all need. But when it comes down to it, migration is so high up on the list because it's exactly what the modern audience wants. We don't want dog shit liberal messages. We don't want preachy content or political characters. We just want true American cartoons that we can sit down and enjoy without thinking. Like, Hollywood just needs to understand that people are sick and tired of deeper themes and political subtext and critical thinking in their entertainment. But I guess the hyped up hack writers in Hollywood are just so puffed up on their own ego that they can't see beyond their woke colored glasses. It's an understatement to say that the world has changed a lot since the release of Ruby Kraken, Teenage Gilman. We've gone from it being okay to blindly praise the film to a visit from the FBI if you say the wrong thing about this movie. Like, I really have to be careful with what I say, because it's dangerous to be a fan of Ruby Kraken, Teenage Gilman. I was in a Discord server with other Ruby Kraken fans, and after somebody shared a zip file that I never got a chance to look at, the server was shut down and a black van started sitting outside of my house for a week straight. I felt like a conservative after getting banned from Facebook. I don't know what the fuck could possibly be wrong with supporting this movie. Is it because Ruby Kraken is a true American masterpiece that's against a woke narrative pushed by the fraudulent Biden administration? Is it because Hollywood paid the FBI to put out the hit on anyone praising this movie and saying that it's better than the woke bullshit that they've been subjecting us to this year? Is it because of this character and her design? Well, I guess the world will never know. And at number 2, we have another true American classic, Trolls 3 Band Together, featuring all of your favorite characters like Justin Timberlake, and the pink one, and the glittery one, and the annoying one, and the one that doesn't even look like a troll, and NSYNC. Man, words cannot describe how much I love this movie, which is why I can't even remember the plot, because I was just in ecstasies the whole time. It's like my brain blacked out while watching Trolls 3. In fact, the movie was so fucking good that I should watch it again. Holy cow! This movie is so fucking good! And at number 1, we have the best and most underrated animated movie of the year, Paw Patrol, the Mighty Movie. Now, I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen this movie either. But hear me out. When I saw some of the trailers and clips for Paw Patrol going around on Twitter, I knew that this movie just had to take the number 1 spot. You see, Paw Patrol, the Mighty Movie, has the perfect mix of heart, humor, incredible animation, and true American storytelling. Now, for those of you that don't know, Paw Patrol is a franchise that celebrates the everyday heroes of society, like police officers who risk their lives every day fighting crime and incarcerating blacks, or firefighters who, well, I'm not actually sure what they do, but based on their one show 911, they spend a lot of time getting metal bars stuck in their heads. And don't forget about the garbage collectors who knock over your trash can and don't give a damn because they know that nobody will call them out for it. And as we all know, liberals hate heroes and the basic concept of doing anything good for society. All they care about is furthering their woke agenda. But you see, Paw Patrol flies in the face of the liberal agenda. This movie celebrates heroes, celebrates good storytelling, celebrates computer animated animals, and celebrates America. I think if a liberal saw this movie, then their head would start spinning around like a Looney Tunes character until they broke their neck and died. That gives me an idea for what movie I'm going to force every American to watch when I become president. So that was 2023. Overall, it wasn't the best year for animation. It was actually pretty woke. But that shouldn't take away from all the great movies we got. Migration, Trolls, Ruby Kraken, Leo, and Paw Patrol were all true American classics, I think, that'll go down in history as some of the few cartoons that stood up against a plague of woke that's infecting Hollywood like an STD on a college campus. So I think at the end of the day, we've all learned a valuable lesson going into 2024. Maybe we should just ignore shitty Spiderverse ripoffs and unnecessary reboots and woke propaganda and just focus on true American movies instead. Maybe Hollywood's master plan is for true Americans like me to get outraged at their movies so that they can feed off the free publicity. Maybe the Nah, we can't let these fuckers keep getting away with this. I'm a PNG tumor, and I'll see you on the other side. Yeah!